Oracle cards are less about answers and more about awareness. Each card is a symbol, a whisper from your inner world. Today's card is the Crow, messenger of unseen truths and key to your inner knowing. I'm going to show you 5 simple different Crow versions and you can customize them as you like. Our first crow is full of symbolism. It's actually starting with a keyhole, key to your inner knowing. So a circle for what's going to be the body. And then for the tail, I'm showing that it is like as wide as the circle as you come, and then you come down where you're tapered into the body. And then it's like a doorway to your inner knowing. So I'm putting these 2 angled lines showing that the door is opening. So you're going to leave that little bit white when we color in. Now to make the head, it's a curve that's kind of following the top of the keyhole for the part that's the neck, and then the half circle over the top for the head. And then crows have kind of a large and wide beak, so we're adding that on, right? So it has this a little curve to it, not as much as a raven, but a large beak. And then I'm adding a large eye that you can color in yellow after. He's seeing the truth finally, so we're having this subtle feather coming down with a curve. And then I do have a feather video that sort of shows this a little better. You want it to be asymmetrical and those little notches coming out of the side for a very simple feather coming down, witnessing the inner knowing. And I'm going to sit him on a key. Again, this one is full of symbolism. You don't have to do these extra pieces, right? But it is a horizontal line and a parallel line underneath, and you can decorate your key or design it as you want. I'm just keeping it really simple with an oval at the top for the key, and then I'm going to put the little notches on the end. So I'm just doing one at the top and then a small, a medium, and a large coming down. Kept it really simple, but you can do all different variations for your key. I'm going to add a few little dots of magic and then adding the color. I use a brush for the big part so I can get into little tiny pieces, and then just a regular tip for the end. Our next crow is a little bit more whimsical, and it's starting with the number 6, and that curve into the middle of the 6 is going to help us know where we want to put our wing. So I'm filling it in so it's like an egg, and then I'm going to put our beak again. It's a bit bigger than just like a cardinal and has a little curve to the top. I'm putting in a large circle for the eye and then a small dot because this one is a little bit more playful. And I did want to put these 2 little almost triangles underneath that are the start of the legs. And you can really have fun with doing different lengths of legs, longer or shorter, or have him bent as always or moving as he's walking, but I'm keeping this very simple, our 3 little toes. And so that curve is helping us know where we're going to put the wing sticking off to the side, and then putting our lines out like we're making the triangle, but I didn't close the bottom, so when we fill it in we can have it be a little bit more like the feathers. And you could put anything. He could be holding a key, he could be holding a star, he could be holding a heart, but I am holding a crystal for a little bit of magic, right? So it's like an A and then a V, making that square or diamond, and then connecting it to the string with some little glowing lines. And you can see from the small one, I added color on that one, but I'm not going to add color on this one that I'm sketching quickly. Some little beads on the string, and again, a little bit of magic. And then I switch into that brush pen again, and I'm leaving little bits of it white on purpose to just give a little definition of the wing. You could add it in after with a white marker or colored pencil, or if you miss and cover it, it still looks like a crow without that. You can see again that on the tail, I just start at the top and let it come down as the little feathers on the tail. Our next crow is the one sitting on the stack of books, a little bit more realistic, and it's starting like with a swoop of almost a half of a lemon, and then I'm going to go flat over the top for the top wing, and I extend past it, and their head is not like a circle on top, it's kind of a dome of a half circle, right? So it's a little bit smaller, and then we're going to have that large beak on them to show that it's a crow and not like a robin. And I'm putting a large eye again. You can definitely do different things with the eyes, have it open, closed, half circle. And now I'm going to add just some indications where we'll put those feathers sticking out under the tail. And then like kind of like he has little pants or shorts on, and angling the feet forward with our three little toes. And I have some lines there that were there to help make sure the camera's straight, but I'm actually going to also now use those for the books because he's bringing the wisdom and the knowledge. So I'm having those parallel lines, and I made each of the books like a little bit different in width. And so that one's like so you can see the pages, and then these next two are just going to be the bindings. And you can definitely write in titles or things that you think the crow is bringing. And then I switch again to the brush pen to fill it in very quickly, and then it does allow on those tail feathers to just have it fluff out quickly. And I leave that little space there, but then when I did my color version, I did color in like the beak and that little space in a dark gray, but so you can see it in the drawing, I left it white. So just quickly fill it in. Here I'm drawing another just cute version of the crow. It's really kind of the keyhole again, but we're going to add some things to make it the front view using that keyhole and have him just be a little bit more playful and fun. So you can see that keyhole getting built there, except for I'm going to round this at the bottom, and we're going to put the head off to the side. So instead of looking away from us, we have a profile. And then I add the little pieces coming down, like the little top part of the leg where it still has the fur or feathers. And again, you can make these legs any length that you want. I encourage you to play around and try different variations. And then I'm just giving the indication of where the tail is sticking up, like imagine the bottom of the bird on the back where you'd want those from. And then I tried to make this look like a little pecking or scratching so that it's the little heart. It's watching out for you even though it's bringing the inner wisdom. And then as I switch in to the brush pen, you can see like it's just really letting the brush make those lines for the tail and then filling it in. And again, when I really finished it, I did use the gray for the beak, but I'm just leaving it like that on that one. Our last crow is the one with the turned head, so it is that straight line and then almost the half circle. It's a bigger, right where the chest is, and then building that head up where we're going to have it turned. So it has that little curve from the top of the line, and then our large beak, so we can see he's looking in that direction. He's looking behind. And again, I'm giving the indication of the wing going past that line, a little indication of the tail feathers, but those I'll take care of in the brush pen, and you can really bulk it out in when you fill it in. This is giving you the rough idea, and I'm angling those legs forward before adding on those little toes. And you can definitely have him looking up at something. You can do the feather like we did in the first one, but I'm keeping it really simple here. And lastly, fill it in. I used the brush pen again, and I filled the whole beak in as well. Crow asks us, what truths are we now ready to see? Thank you for drawing with me today. I hope you enjoyed this.